All right. So I know I've known you for a long time. Okay, Lain?
Okay.
I've known you for a long time. I know that you're a person that cares about people. For you, it's about love, compassion, about connecting with people. That's what Odyssey is about. You have an amazing team here. I know you've worked really hard.
Yep.
And it's that circle of trust, circle of friends. And that's why I think you would probably go for the circle. And we'll take a look and see what he went for. He did go for the circle.
Oh,
All right. So I've been in the car for like 2 hours.
Oh,
2.5
good.
hours.
Me too. Me too. So we've been starting like this. You go first.
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 All right, I will go first in tradition. So welcome back. I'm excited. My name is Lain Hensley, and here we are at You Go First, the podcast. And so I'm a keynote speaker. I do team development stuff all over the world. So if you haven't listened to You Go First, and I just recognized one day I had all these friends, all these great mentors, all these other speakers that I knew and loved, and thought, hey, let's create a podcast where people can hear a little about their story and what they're doing with their lives. You and so many others have impacted me. And I just want to share you with the rest of the world. So I want to introduce Steve Chollet today. Welcome, Steve, to the studio.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. Hey-oh. And Steve is, I've known Steve for, gosh, almost 20 years kind of thing. Crazy, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's been 20 years.
And I knew you were into magic. I knew you as a movie producer, a movie maker, so storyteller using video. And I knew you liked magic, but now I know something else, that you have bridged between magic, storytelling through movies, and now you become a mentalist.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know, we had David Mead on, who's a mentalist who lives in the UK.
I did know that.
Yep. And David's great. I think you met him when he was here. And you, of course, live local here. And we're excited that you're a part of the Odyssey network as far as facilitators / mentalists. You can travel out and work with groups that we work with. So
absolutely.
Welcome, Steve Chollet, to the You Go First live studio.
Thank you, Lain Hensley.
We do these as a straight run. I don't know if anybody else knows that, but we don't edit. We don't cut.
Okay.
We will cut away to certain video clips and things, but the audio is straight run. So
perfect.
Watch your mouth and say what you mean in the best way you can. But we're thankful you're here. And you're here because I know you're a mentalist, and I want to know more about what that means. So if you're a listener out there, by the end, we're going to know what a mentalist is, how it relates to magic, and predictable human behavior. You're using people's behavior, I imagine, to make this happen.
Absolutely. Well, mentalism kind of touches on a lot of different areas. And, you know, speaking of its history or my history with it, most mentalists probably start out studying magic of some kind. Close-up, sleight of hand, cards, coins, that kinds of thing. And over time, what I loved about all that was the psychological aspects. Misdirection, the psychology of influence and those kinds of things, and pulling those elements, taking some real psychology, some real people reading, some elements from other practices like hypnosis and these other things that kind of blend together to create what I would call a demonstration of an enhanced mental ability. So that could be things as simple as math and memory, to influence, people reading, predicting events, mind reading, all that kind of stuff.
So some people have clairvoyance, or they have the ability to read minds.
Possibly.
Do you have those things?
I would say that everything I have, you could learn to do given enough time, the skill set, and knowing what the resources are. So I don't know that it's like a gift that I was born with, but I think the gift I was born with was maybe an ability to look at the world in a kind of a creative way, which is played into everything that I do, and always kind of looking for non-linear ways to get where I want to go. Yeah.
Now, I know you've been pretty all in on the mentalist thing. You've been making movies for a long time. You've won 2 Emmys, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
And now you've been all in for about a year, I know, traveling around, speaking to groups, and performing as a mentalist in either the corporate environment or the youth environment. And we want to do stuff we've never done today, which is, can you do some with me? And
absolutely,
maybe you're going to trick me. I don't know.
We'll find out. I mean, we know each other pretty well. So I have that to my advantage. And I think it's important that the people watching or listening, we've planned nothing out. You have literally no idea what's going to happen. No. You're not going to play along.
I see some cards. I see a die, and I see a red.
Let me start by seeing your phone real quick. You can unlock it for me. I'm not going to go through all that process.
Okay.
All right. That was quick and easy.
Did it unlock?
Yeah. So just go to Safari for me real quick. Safari. Open it up. I'm going to look something up here.
We are in no way promoting Safari.
No, that's okay. That's just the. I'm going to look something up here real quick.
Okay. I'm a little scared.
That's okay. That's okay.
And this works on anybody, I imagine, right? Or just me?
It could work on anyone. Don't look at that. We're going to come back to that later. That's the teaser for the people that watch the first 5 minutes and then turn off. We're not going to look at that till like probably 29 minutes.
So you did something in my browser, and now you put my phone down. I've looked something up. Not going to tell you what it is. I'm being tracked right now. Will someone show up?
No.
Okay.
But we'll start out with a little warm up. Okay.
Okay.
So this represents a choice. It could be a random choice. If you roll a dice, it's going to come up random. There's a 1, a 5.
Okay.
I'm going to have you go with something random. I don't want you to choose this. I want you to roll it. Let it be random. Take a look. Cover it up so I can't see. I'll look this way. Ross, the cameraman. There's no monitors in here.
Okay. I rolled it.
You have a number in your mind.
I've covered it.
Well,
I'm supposed to look at it, right? I don't just make up a number.
Yeah, if you don't know what it is, I
looked at it. Okay, I know.
Don't let me see.
I know what it came out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So look here. So I'm going to ask you to lie to me, which I know is hard for you because you don't like to lie. Okay. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Every time you're going to say no. All right.
Okay.
Got it? No, the answer is no.
Oh, I say no to everything.
No to everything. All right. There you go. Is it the number 1?
No.
Number 2?
No.
Number 3?
No.
Number 4?
No.
Number 5?
No.
We don't have to keep going. He gives it away really quick. It's number 3. Take a look. Take a look. It's number 3. Let's see. There you go. That's 1.
3. What the hell?
So let's try it this way. That was a random choice, right? It's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing. Okay.
What did I do? Okay.
I think Ross probably saw it too. He's like, no, that's a number 3. I could tell. He's a terrible liar.
Okay.
So this time we won't. That was random, right? You had no choice in that.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, you could have re-rolled if you want to. This time I want you to make a conscious choice.
Okay.
So you choose the number, cover it up.
Okay.
All right. Up to you.
Oh wait, I don't roll it.
You could just choose one. Yeah, just choose one. Choose one.
Okay.
Put it face up. Cover it with your hand. That way we can check. You can prove me right. You can prove me wrong. It's up to you.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Just look at me. Just look. Oh gosh, he's good at this. You're good at this, huh? Okay, so this is a decision you had to make. A decision you had to make. I would think most people would go either up 1 or down 1 from where they were. You were at a 3, so you either went up to a 4, down to a 2. The laugh confirms that. That helps me out. That's a 2. A 2 this time. Got it.
2.
So that's what we do. That's what we do. And can you come to every performance I have? Because you're a great audience member. Number 1, you're easy to read. Number 2, you're
I'm sweating a lot right now.
That's okay. We can take a break. We can take a break.
No.
Let's talk.
It's a straight run.
Let's talk.
Well,
no, I mean take a break from this.
Are you messing with my mind still during this?
Always. This entire thing is meant to mess with your mind a little bit.
So you got lucky twice.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. So we're going to get back to this?
Yeah, we can come back to this. Okay. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
But you're not going to tell us how you do these things, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So
I love unanswered questions.
So you're in the You Go First booth today because I believe in patterns. Like you're crossing your hands there. You got your left thumb on top. I actually have my left thumb on top too. That's natural for me. And obviously you have learned how to see patterns in my behavior that most people don't see. The fact that you immediately knew something about me. And You Go First, we know there's so many places people get stuck in their lives and somebody comes along and goes, oh, easy. I know your pattern of behavior. I know why you picked 2. And they're like, what do you mean? I just woke up to. So how do you use mentalism to ignite a fire in people to change their lives or improve in an area or either confirm a pattern or get out of a pattern? I don't know. How do you use what you just did?
I was doing a program this morning with a group, and in the midst of that program, I taught them to say the alphabet backwards. And I can teach it to someone in just a few minutes. We're not going to do it right now because it's a little bit of a boring process.
But they can find your video and see that, or
I don't have a video of it out there.
They can hire you and you can come and teach them.
Exactly, that works. And in that process, one of the things I explain to them is the process you have to learn to do that and to be able to do it quickly is not the same process that you use to learn the alphabets forward. Most of the time, if I asked you to say the alphabet backwards, you would start by thinking X, Y, Z. Right. Okay, what is that backward? That would be Z, Y, X. You're using your known pattern to work out this new challenge, so to speak. But the way that I teach it to them is completely unrelated to the way they learned to say it forwards. And so I think what sometimes this is about is taking a completely different perspective on the way that we approach things. Yes, we have patterns, we have ways of doing things. Sometimes that is absolutely to our benefit. At other times, as you know, it can be a total detriment to be stuck in your reflexes and always doing the same thing. And oftentimes, in order to have growth and expansion in our lives, we have to be willing to look at it from a completely different angle and a new way of learning things. And I think one of the things I do as a mentalist is I show them things that they would believe are impossible, but I have somehow found out a way to do this. And there's others out there that have found out too. I'm not the only one. But the key learning element there is that by looking at things maybe from a totally different perspective, we can start to unlock some of these secrets, not in necessarily this area of our life. Not everybody's going to be a mentalist, but in whatever area of your life that you're trying to find answers and find a way forward.
So the way that I get in trouble with my wife, reverse of that doesn't get me out of trouble?
Not always. Rarely.
To go from a totally different
Maybe
angle.
a totally different angle.
Okay, so now what you just did with me, with that was mentalism. It's not magic.
Right. It's different. So to me, mentalism is about it's the psychological aspects of magic in a way. I think what it shares with magic is we're seeing something that we don't believe is possible, right? It defies explanation. Like, does a sixth sense really exist? I think we have all had experiences where we maybe feel like it does. But everything I do, like I said, is a skill that can be learned. So it's using, as a lot of people say, the 5 known senses to create an illusion of a sixth sense. I think of it more as a psychological illusion than necessarily, clairvoyance or mind reading.
I want to play with the idea that, like, as a manager or leader in your company, you could be a mentalist. In other words, you can create or predict outcomes with your team based on patterns that you are a part of putting into motion. Is that... Because I think a lot of times as leaders and as people who are maybe stuck in a place in your life, if you realize, hey, I can influence the future based on the way I set up the game or the patterns that I am a part of creating, then I can start to have what you have, which is you're looking out at a crowd of 100 people and you know exactly how the next 3 hours or 2 hours or however long you're going to be with them is going to go based on things you're seeing.
Yeah. And I think there's absolutely elements that you can pull from this. I mean, most what I do is we're in an agreement when I'm doing a show that, like, they're there to be entertained, they're there to have fun. Everybody's nobody's playing along in the sense that they're going to just agree with whatever I say, but they are there. They want the experience to work. I think the challenge we sometimes face when we try to do it out in the real world is now we're in a situation where we're not in this agreement that we're going to work together at all times, right? I can't just come in and be like, oh, I'm going to read your mind if you don't want me to.
Right. Okay.
So I think that the areas for growth, though, the areas to think about if you're in a business is, how do I create more of a collaborative environment where we all want to work together? I mean, in reality, we wouldn't need to read anybody's minds if we could all just speak freely and work together, right?
Yeah, we're not very good
That's
at
the
being
challenge.
Direct without being offensive when we're direct. So we manipulate, or we give the cold shoulder, or we go, okay.
Yeah, so I think a big part of that is building rapport. There's a lot of great work out there on rapport building, on genuine body language, from looking at people's feet, the way they sit, all these different things, and knowing, are they engaged, not engaged, what everybody is saying. It's a great book on that subject specific.
It's called What Everybody Is Saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like
written
that.
by, I think he's a former FBI interrogator. And it's a great book. And all of his information in there is spot on.
Well, I want to do some more.
So in every one of these situations, there's sort of a sender and a receiver when it comes to mind reading mentalism. Typically, the audience is the sender, or somebody is the sender. I'm the receiver. You're sending me a thought. I'm going to try to read it.
Okay.
We're going to
now people can watch this on YouTube, but some people might just listen. So
they might just listen. So I'll kind of explain what's going on here. So I have some cards with me. These are known in the business as ESP testing cards.
Okay.
These were invented back in the 1930s. There's a bunch of, some of it's interesting, some of it's not so interesting history around it, but really they were trying to test for extrasensory perception. That's what ESP stands for. These were the symbols they agreed upon. These were used in universities. These are used by police stations. I actually met a woman recently
I can see those even without my glasses.
Who said that she had been tested for ESP by the police station where she grew up and was confirmed as a psychic.
Ooh, okay.
So maybe we can confirm you today.
Maybe I will be a psychic.
You've never been tested, at least not for this.
I think I got something like that going on. Okay, let's find out.
So take the cards. There's 5 symbols: a circle, a square, a star, a cross, and 3 wavy lines. I have some of the same cards. We'll come back to those in a minute. I want you to look through the cards. You can mix them up a little bit. Make sure I don't see them because this is supposed to be a little bit mysterious.
If you're listening at home, I'm scrambling
he's
the cards
mixing up the cards.
Steve cannot see
I want
the
you
front.
to choose one
okay.
and just put it face down on the table,
one.
okay?
Okay.
And I'll try not to look. Okay?
Okay.
You good? You got one chosen?
I am.
All right.
And hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 total cards I have. Okay. And I've selected one of those 5. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
It's face down.
You can put those face down too.
Okay.
Okay. So you have a card committed.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, I do.
Look at me. Look at me. So the first thing I'm going to do in this situation, we haven't got to the part where I'm sending you information yet, but you are thinking of a particular shape.
I am.
All right. So I know I've known you for a long time. Okay, Lain?
Okay.
I've known you for a long time. I know that you're a person that cares about people. You are very compassionate. Most people would probably think of you as being this like extroverted, energetic guy, which you are. But I think first and foremost for you, it's about love, compassion, about connecting with people. You want to surround yourself with good people. That's what Odyssey is about. You have an amazing team here. I know you've worked really hard with Bill to create a team of people that you care about, that you love, that this is the right mix.
Yep.
And it's that circle of trust, the circle of friends. That's why I think you would probably go for the circle. And we'll take a look and see what he went for. He did go for the circle. So that's good. So that's a little bit of a reading of you.
Okay.
Now you're going to read me a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
So here's what we're going to do. Pick up your cards.
Okay.
I'm going to choose
all five?
All five of them. Because I'm going to try to I'm going to try to send a thought to you.
Them up. Okay.
All right. This is my first thought that I'm sending to you. This one here.
Okay.
Think about it. I want you to just go with your instincts. Put a card down.
Am I trying to think what you're
trying to go to see if we match.
Okay.
This is a test. This is a test. It's a 1 in 5 chance. It's a 1 in 5 chance.
Yes, it is.
I went for the star. What did you go for? You went for the star. That was all you. That was all you.
Okay.
We got the same cards. We got the same cards. So for the people listening, I chose a shape.
Okay.
You chose a shape. You didn't know what it was, and we matched.
How do I learn how to do this?
Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Okay, with one of these?
We'll take them all back.
Okay.
We'll take them all back.
All right.
You don't know. You don't know.
Okay.
Mix them up here a little bit. Okay. This one. I want you to think about it.
Wait.
Think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't go first. In this case, I go first right now.
I did go first. Okay. I've selected another one out of my 5.
So this is 2 for 2. This ups the odds, like 1 in 20.
Yeah,
this is like not at this point.
5. All right.
1 in 5 times 1 in 5. It'd be a 1 in 25 chance. This is like a 2% chance that we get it right 2 times in a row. Let's see how you did. All your cards. You don't have all the same cards. I don't have all the same cards.
No, I don't.
So you might have the gift. You might have the actual gift because you've had no training in this.
I've had no training in this. That is true.
All right. You want to take it a step further?
Yeah.
I'll take those cards back here. Here's what we'll do. I have this little, I don't know if the camera has seen this.
In front of a huge audience. Do you have a volunteer
I might
come
not
up?
do this card thing in front of a large group, but in a small group. But same ideas. I mean, the stuff I do, whether it's with pictures, we draw pictures on stage, and I match those pictures with the people that drew them. And in the end, we have pictures that have been unseen, pictures that people are even just thinking of. It's not just 1 out of 5. Yeah, there's full disclosure, I have seen your show. Yeah.
One time. I mean, I fell asleep for something. No, of course not.
You did not.
I think you hypnotized me. No, it was awesome. It was so awesome. My son will never
there's
forget.
parts where I'm duplicating pictures that they're just thinking of and drawing them out, and then we're drawing them out at the same time. So stuff like that, stuff that can play really big on a big stage, to little things like this that are perfect close up. I still do a lot of kind of more intimate one-on-one work. I have a few more cards for you. Okay. Same cards, just this is a full, what they call a Zenner deck. They're called Zenner cards.
Ooh, okay. 25
cards. I want you to take those.
Okay.
And there's an envelope that's been here since the beginning. Are they all unique cards? They're all different. In fact, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just deal them out face up one at a time.
Okay.
So just like you're dealing out like, a bunch of cards like you're playing a card game. When you feel like stopping, stop.
Do I show you the one I stop on?
Just stop wherever you feel like. Doesn't matter. Okay. So that's where you stop. Deal the next card over here. That's where you
deal it down or
face down. Face down.
Face down. Okay.
Not the bottom card. I know what the bottom card. The one off the top where you stop.
Sorry.
Whatever you want. But however you like it.
What did I do? Okay.
You stop there. Okay. And flip over the next card. Let's see what it would have been.
Flip it over. Bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been the 3 wavy lines. If you would have gone one more, what would it have been?
The
cross.
Sign.
The cross or the plus sign. So random choice. You could have stopped anywhere.
Yes, that's true.
This envelope has been here since we started.
Yes.
On the table.
Yeah. I have no idea. It looks like a parking ticket. Did you get a parking ticket?
I chose the circle. There's nothing else in there, right? Nothing else in there. This was, I committed to this.
We don't know what that card is yet.
We don't know what that is yet.
Is it going to be a circle?
If it is, that'll be amazing. Take a look. What is it?
Holy crap. What? How? Dude, come on. Okay. I'm bewildered. Obviously,
right where I want
obviously you know something that other people don't know. Like if Ross came over and did that trick with me, or whatever you just did, he would know that. So
Yeah, he'd be relying on maybe more on chance for it to work.
Now, everybody
out.
watching,
I try not to rely too much on chance.
Everybody watching would be like, "That is so cool. How do I learn to do that?" Because they want to like punk their family and friends. But had you gone one
further, I would have been wrong.
Of course, any one of them. I don't understand. You put that in that envelope before you got here. You walked in with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, people are going to wonder, like, how do I learn to be a mentalist? But I'm more curious in, like, how do you, because we like to give people something to think about, something to do, and something to feel. So you've given me something to think about. You gave me something to do. And now you've created a feeling of mystery right now. I don't know how you're doing this.
Right. And that feeling it's mystery, it's astonishment sometimes, curiosity, right? Like there's the pathways of your mind that are curious are like wide open. So now imagine if we start talking about anything else that might involve your curiosity, things that you're curious about in other areas of your life, how much more open your mind is to that. And I think that's what makes mentalism a great medium for teaching, because now we could talk about a lot of different things. And again, back to that thing, something to feel. We know that when people feel something, when they have an emotional experience, they're more likely to remember it. So I think that's one of the elements about mentalism that makes it a great medium for teaching, for inspiring, and it's just entertaining. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about it is people leave with an experience.
Well, somebody said once, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, but you can make him thirsty. It was a really nice feedback for me. He said, you made me thirsty. And it's like, these tools, this experience makes people thirsty for a new perspective or some kind of new, like, how did you do that? And like you said, then look at your life and go, well, what else might you be able to do if you knew something that you didn't know before?
Right.
So how do we, in looking at how mentalism works, I'm bewildered right now. I'm not often speechless, but these are very simple things, but you do really complicated things like huge numbers and asking multiple people to do. And then how I'm just baffled at how. And then I think the coolest leverage point is obviously people are like resistant to change or resistant to this or that, but those are such predictable human behaviors. And how do you create an off ramp for them to see their patterns so they can I create a different future if I know these predictabilities? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I think that's where some of the, there's different activities that involve the audience more, or the participants, or the, whoever's there, that get them to start adding some of this in maybe more practical applications to their life than just, a demonstration of what mentalism is. And for me, I think that the biggest part about it is that it's unique, it's fun, and it opens up that not just how, but what is real, what isn't. This can't all be real. Maybe all of it is. And I hear it from all different sides. I hear people come up to me after performance, and they'll talk to me about a loved one who's passed away. And I'm like, well, I'm not a medium, but they just talk about how like that experience touched them and made them think about that, or made them think about, this psychology study they saw one time. Two, they think I have like genuine, psychic abilities and I can see the future and I would know the lottery. And I tell them, I say, not what's real, it doesn't matter so much, whether or not it's all totally true or it's all BS. What matters is that I found a way to do this. And imagine what you could find ways to do if you just tried it. You had the desire, if you know something's possible and then you add that desire to achieve it, I think people can do anything. Yeah.
Well, it's fun to, people are with Google searching and all this stuff. It's like, we don't spend a lot of time in wow. Like, I'm just like, wow, we go immediately, how, like, Alexa, how did you do that? Or somebody just answer it. And to get somebody, there isn't a Alexa, how do I improve my life? There's too many moving parts. There's too much information. There's too many patterns. So I think just being super curious after experiencing your program to go, wow, I want to see new things. Maybe it's not all as black and white as I think that it is. Maybe there's something else going on here that if I knew what you know, or if I knew more about myself, I would see those things as clear as what you saw.
Right.
Now, did you bring more stuff? Because it's okay if you didn't.
How much time do we have? I don't know where we are.
We're usually about 30 minutes. We got about 5 minutes.
Oh, we have about 5 minutes left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do another thing?
Yeah, we'll do maybe 2 more things real quick because we still have that phone to get to.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Let's do this. The bane of your childhood existence.
Yeah, I popped this thing apart and put it back together.
That's smart because a lot of people tell me they've taken the stickers off, and I go, there's some munchies where you can just take it apart and put it back together. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to not look at it. I want you to close your eyes and just start mixing. I promise we're not leaving the room or anything. Lane has a Rubik's Cube in his hand.
I really want people
mixing
to know. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think we told anybody they have a Rubik's Cube. I think we just referred to it as the bane of your childhood existence, which is also true.
Maybe it wasn't just a Rubik's Cube.
Keeping your eyes closed. When you feel like stopping, I want you to stop.
Okay, I feel like stopping. I'm going to stop.
All right. Well done. How'd you do?
I scrambled it up.
Okay. Did you solve it?
I did a great job. No, it looks like...
Why don't you think you solved it?
I did get all yellow somehow.
Okay. Mix it up a little more. Mix it up a little more.
Okay.
See how you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, take a look now. Let me see.
I have no lines of anything.
You didn't solve it.
Nope.
Why not?
I never solved it other than popping it apart.
How do you know you didn't solve it?
Well, I wasn't looking at it and I wasn't trying to solve it. I was trying to screw it up.
Okay, but how do you know it's not solved?
I guess if that's what I was shooting for.
There you go. There's over a quintillion.
It is one of the solutions.
there is a quintillion different solutions, right?
So no matter how messed up my life is, I've solved it.
We think in our mind that like the right solution is when it all looks perfect.
Yes, that's true.
Right. So that's what we've been led to believe.
Okay. We could have a whole nother show on that.
We could. That's a long.
Well, maybe we'll have you back.
That could be like an hour talk.
Okay. An hour.
But what's interesting is that you didn't solve it. I brought 2 cubes. I brought my own cube, one for me, one for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't. If you matched one side, that would have been good. You didn't match that side. But you did match that side.
What?
You guys see that? That's 1. That's 2. 2. That's 3 sides. That's 4. That's 5.
What?
That's 6 sides. You solved all 6 sides to match mine perfectly. Well done.
What?
So what's interesting about that is this.
You have to watch the YouTube version of this. That just happened. There are no cuts to this.
What's interesting about that is that, again, in your mind, you looked at it and you said, didn't do it.
Of course I didn't. You told me to twist it 1 or 2 more times, which changed it.
Well, maybe you weren't exactly where I needed you to be yet, but you got there.
How did you change the way I turned that thing?
So, again, the big picture here, Lane.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to need a counselor after this. Good thing I know one. We had Karen on last week.
We ended up on the same page, right? And I think that's kind of, one of the lessons. I think that this is a great, maybe how I do this isn't a great metaphor, but what just happened is.
Yeah.
Right? That oftentimes
beautiful.
We look for perfection in life. We look for perfection in our family. My family is not perfect. But the more we get on the same page and the more my wife and I begin to look at things in maybe a similar way, then it starts to look like this imperfect solution is a good solution. So that was just for you.
Whoa. Okay. You said that you had to. Oh, we got to get to my phone.
We got to get to your phone. So here's what I'm going to have you do. We've done a little bit with numbers already.
How long is your typical performance or training?
It varies.
An hour or 2?
I've been asked to do 15-minute things, like in some corporate programs, they're like, we have some short slots we want to fill. So I've done that. That's maybe more entertainment, quick inspiration. Yeah. To, an hour and a half, which is a mix of mentalism and speaking. My typical entertainment show is 45 minutes to an hour, and it can accordion up and down from there.
I love it. The Rubik's Cube thing, I think you set that up so beautifully. There's like, if you look at your life and go, did you solve it? You're like, no, of course not. It's like, well, let's look closer. But you did do something freaky there that those were matching. But I do like the concept that maybe it's closer to perfect than I realized.
Yeah, maybe you had it right.
But I really thought I messed it up. And that brings me back to my college, which I really did. Now I have this life that I just pinch me.
Had you gone on a different path, like everything you've done, everything you've done, everything I've done, everything Ross, our camera guy here, has done, has led us to be in this room right now. Like right now, honestly, the 3 of us, the only people in here, like that's all that matters. Not all that matters, but in this moment, like this is all of my life experiences led to right here. All of your life experiences led right here. And then we had a cool little moment. Okay. So one more thing. I want you to think of a 2-digit number for me.
Okay. 2 different. I got it.
Got it? That was too quick. Change your mind.
Okay.
Change your mind. Change your mind.
I got it.
Change 5. No, I'm kidding.
I got it.
Okay. So do you have a new number?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You can tell me what it is. It's fine.
Did you know the other number too?
I don't know.
I can tell you what it is?
Yeah, tell me. It's fine. Yeah. It doesn't
37.
matter. 37.
Did you guess that? Is it written down somewhere?
I have some friends.
No.
that would have gone for that. So I'm gonna pull something up here.
I have no idea why I picked 37, 33, or 22 are my typical numbers. I would pick.
So you went with 37. On my phone here, I have
you
might. I have a list of different celebrities pulled up.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what was the first number you thought of?
22 was 22. My first. That's 22. My typical number.
So at 22, that would have been a good one. 22 is
Miley Cyrus.
That would have been a good one. But you went with what was
37.
it? 37.
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
of course.
Not a bad. Well, yeah, you're kind of you're
dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Maverick. New movie coming out. So Tom Cruise.
We're not sponsored.
You changed your mind.
Okay.
You landed on Tom Cruise. First you thought of Miley Cyrus, then you landed on Tom Cruise.
The number, yes.
I looked something up on your phone before we began.
Okay, here we go.
Pick up your phone. I went to a Wikipedia page for someone.
You're not manipulating my phone in any way.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm just...
Who did I look up?
Tom Cruise. What the heck, dude? Okay, if you can't see that, Tom Cruise.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end so that you can see that.
Okay, so clearly you're not going to tell me how you did that.
No.
Clearly it doesn't make any sense.
Good.
Because if I had picked 22, this is...
Right. Then I would have been wrong.
Why did I pick 37? I never picked 37. Okay. All right. Clearly you've been manipulating me for now like 29 minutes.
I have been.
And you somehow made me pick 37.
I love it. I love it.
Seriously, you must have. You had to have.
And you're not playing along. I think that's important for people to know because we've known each other for 20 years, but
I know. Yeah,
I tell you nothing about this.
Well, that's the fun part about this show. I want this to be an organic place where we talk about how to get moving in our lives. You go first. Like you've gone first to learn this skill. And it's fun. Like you were behind the camera for so many years. You were in Ross's role. I met you when you were filming me do Odyssey programs.
Like 19 or 20 years old.
And then you made a lot of our videos over the years. And then now I've seen you step from behind the camera to now on the stage.
Yeah.
So in the last minute, just like what inspired you to step up on stage now and really go for this part?
Well, I think so,
and you can't say me. I'm just joking.
It wasn't you. Well, no, you were inspiring. I mean, I've seen what you've done for years and the life you've lived, the life you've been able to provide for your family. And that's absolutely inspiring. I would be lying if that wasn't part of it, or at least part of my goal to pursue maybe more corporate work and working with teams and taking it beyond just entertainment, but trying to inspire and empower people using that skill. But for me, it's been the same thing. We were talking before about how I had like 3 dreams as a kid: to be either a magician, to make movies, or be in a band. Played in a band for several years with the church.
We've been in a band
We played in a dad band together. That was very cool. I've been making documentary films and corporate films, which is a lot like making movies. And now I'm doing this mentalism thing professionally, it's a dream that shifted. It's not exactly what I was dreaming for as a child.
Well, that's interesting because I have a piece of paper here that says that it is what you wish.
But I think that, as I look back on all of those things, those 3 things in particular, I realize that they all had one thing in common, and that was to give people an experience that moves them in some way. Yeah. So my favorite thing about video was watching someone's reaction when they saw it for the first time and just going, great, I got him. Yeah. Like, it's the same thing. I'm like, I gotcha. I got you in here. And, whether I was, playing in a band, like just seeing someone, music is like one of the most powerful ways to move someone emotionally. Yeah. And that was really important to me. And this is the same thing. So I think that's I don't know that anything is different about me. It's maybe just the way I'm acting out my passion has changed a little bit.
Well, good for you, Steve. Man, I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see what happens next for you. Awesome. Of course, I want to tell people about your skill. I used to promote you as a videographer out there to our clients and so forth. And of course, this isn't designed as a promotion, but it's promoted me to like want to learn more, want to see you more, and just help use this tool that you've developed. And you're obviously a gifted facilitator and delivery. You know, you have that showmanship that, you know, magicians have and that people have. So I'm so thankful to not just to be your friend and to get to see you now stepping in front of the audience and on stage and performing and helping inspire people and just create more stories, man. Awesome. Nice job.
Thank you.
So on behalf of everybody at You Go First, thanks for inspiring us today to, you know, go first and maybe look beyond the obvious and figure something out to the next level. So
you're welcome.
Yeah. So to everybody out there, you can like this, you can subscribe to us, you can find Steve's social media. It's just Steve Chollet.
Stephen Chollet with a PH.
Stephen.
And good luck on spelling Chollet.
We'll put it on the screen thing here. Click to the right or left or I don't know, somewhere else. But maybe there's a videographer that can teach us some of the ways to make that click happen. But anyway, so subscribe.
I think it's down there.
It's maybe down there.
Click the little bell icon too.
Hey, and really and truly, Steve, it's a privilege to get to see you do your thing, man. And thanks for bringing that gift to us today.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for listening to another episode of You Go First. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to listen to another episode, you can find us at yougofirst.live, or you can see more about our host, Lain Hensley, on his Instagram at OneDreamChaser. To learn more about his company, Odyssey Teams Inc., go to odysseyteams.com or follow all their social media channels at Odyssey Teams. Thanks again, and we hope that you will go first to share our podcast with a friend or colleague. Now, you go first.
Don't forget to like us on the button below. Follow us by clicking the bell. You'll get all future episodes, as well as you can certainly find the podcast on the audio version everywhere where podcasts are found. So we're looking forward to the next episode. Got a lot of really exciting guests coming up. Thanks for watching.